चला.
Welcome to the class. Today we are going to do the poem Somebody's Mother. Now this poem tells us the importance of a mother and how very important it is for us to save all these relationships, and besides that to consider each and every one as our mother or our grandmother and help them out when they are in need. Somebody's Mother. This is a poem written by Mary Doe Bryan. Now let's see what are the contents of this poem. The woman was old and ragged and grey and wet with the chill of a winter's day. The streets were white with the recent snow, and the woman's feet with age was slow. Now I will not be reading out the whole poem to you. We will just go as a stanza according to the stanzas. So the first stanza tells us that there was an old woman who was all ragged and grey. Ragged in the sense wearing old and torn clothes. She was also very old. And the day that is mentioned over here states that it is a winter's day. So it must have been very extremely cold. Because the word chill suggests that it is very cold. The streets were covered with the recent snow. So all over the street the snow had just fallen, and therefore it must have been terribly cold. And the woman's feet with age were slow. Now as you age, as you grow old, all your actions start getting slower and slower. So the woman was an old woman, and therefore her feet could not make her walk fast. She was very slow. At the crowded crossing she waited long, jostled aside by the careless throng of human beings who passed her by, unheeding the glance of her anxious eye. So as she stood waiting there at the street, a great crowd of people just passed by, jostled aside in the sense carelessly. They did not bother about the old woman standing there and waiting with an anxious, eager eye, waiting to see whether somebody would help her. She is just standing and waiting. And the crowd is just passing by this side and that side. So she must be getting pushed by the crowd as well. And she is just thinking about it, like all the human beings are just passing by and nobody is paying any attention to her. Unheeding in the sense neglecting her. Down the street with laughter and shout, glad in the freedom of school let out, come happy boys like a flock of sheep, hailing the snow, piled white and neat. Past the woman so old and grey, hastened the children on their way. So after a little while, there was a loud laughter and shouts of happiness and all that, and the school got over and the children were all let out. So that was the sound of the children who were happy to be going home with all their friends, and they were just running about on the street eager to go home. They were also happy and welcomed the snow that had recently fallen, and like a flock of sheep, the boys here are compared to a flock of sheep. As they passed by, they enjoyed looking at the snow. They must have done all the tricks, as you know. And then they passed the old woman without paying attention to her. They hastened on their way. Hastened means just hurried up. None offered a helping hand to her, so weak and timid, afraid to stir, lest the carriage wheels or horses' feet should trample her down in the slippery street. None of them, in the sense, no one offered a helping hand to her. She was so weak, she was so timid, frightened to even move about from there. Stir is to move. She was frightened to cross the road by herself because as she is very slow with age, she feels that the vehicles or the horse carts that are passing by would trample her. Trample her in the sense may run over her or stamp her. And therefore she was also very scared of walking because the street had become slippery with the snow. At last came out of the merry troop the gayest boy of all the group. He paused beside her and whispered low, "I'll help you across if you wish to go." So out of all those boys that passed by, one little boy came out from the group who was a very, he also was involved in the happiness of the children, and still he happened to notice the old woman, and he comes out close to her and he asks her, "I will help you if you want to cross the road, if you wish to go," he says. And her aged hand on his strong young arm she placed, and so, without hurt or harm, he guided the trembling feet along, proud that his own were young and strong. Then back again to his friends he went, his young heart happy and well content. So her aged old hand, which was very weak and frail, caught hold of his strong young arm, and she placed, and so without hurt or harm, now she was secure that the boy was there to help her, and he was much stronger than her. So he would take her safely across the road. He guided her trembling feet. You know, even as you grow old, the hands and legs keep shivering. They are not steady. And therefore, she was proud. She felt happy that she got someone to help her cross the road. And the boy also was proud that he was strong enough to take the old woman across the road. As soon as he finished letting her across the road, he ran back to his group, and he was very happy at doing this act of kindness. And he goes back to his group. She is somebody's mother, boys, you know. For all she is aged and poor and slow, and someone sometime may lend a hand to my mother, you understand, if ever she is old and poor and grey, and her own dear boy so far away. Now this stanza tells us that the boy is so very happy after having helped the old woman, and he is giving an explanation to his friends and saying, "Boys, you know, she is somebody's mother. For all that I know is she is old and she is poor and she needs help. And therefore, I have helped her so that one act of kindness will always deserve another. So sometime maybe when I am not here, someone may help my mother when she is old and weak and grey." So somebody's mother bowed low her head in her home that night, and the prayer she said was, "God, be kind to that noble boy who is somebody's son and pride and joy." So somebody's mother in the sense that old woman, the old woman in this poem, he is mentioning or he is calling her as somebody's mother. So that poor old lady, that night before she could sleep, she bowed her head and she thanked God for having given such a great son to someone who must be the pride and the joy of that family, because he is so very kind-hearted and so very noble-hearted, and therefore she says, "Thank God." She bowed her head low in her home that night, and the prayer she said was, "God, be kind to that noble boy." Be kind means that boy has helped me, so you also try to be kind to him, who is somebody's son and pride and joy. So this is the prayer that she said, and she was very thankful to God that that child came out to help her, and therefore she also could not give him back anything, but she has given her blessings, and she has also asked God to bless him. So that is far better than doing anything. When you cannot do anything, I think you can always bless people and return at least a smile back. So that shows our gratitude. So this poem has given us a beautiful message that every belongs to somebody, everyone is related to somebody, and therefore if you want something done for yourself, for your family, always see to it that you do a good turn